Hey y'all, this is Frida Lynn, and welcome to my channel. Tonight I want to introduce y'all to my crazy new neighbor. You can see, I'll zoom in. I'm sitting in my driveway to his back door. Now, I usually get home a little bit later than this, and I catch him signaling them. Right now he just turned the light on. And here in a little while, he'll start blinking that light every 3 seconds. Literally. It'll go on, and you can count to 3, and it'll go off. And he does that for several minutes. After he's walked into the woods with a flashlight, rambled around a little bit. And he's been there for a little while now. First he was real quiet. But strange things started happening after he moved in. People's animals started disappearing. 2 of my cats disappeared. And I've had cats around my yard for years. Never had 2 of them disappear at the same time. Also found the corpse of a dead coyote in my yard. Never had that before either. Never had any coyotes in the yard that I know of at all. And it's been years since it happened, but here lately I got coons and possums showing up at the house again. Of course, I don't let my cats stay outside anymore. So I guess the other critters think it's okay to come up in the yard now. They don't have anything keeping them out. And the neighbor and I both lost our dogs, so I don't have anything to warn us or anything. I had a coon and a possum both walk right. Coon, get out of my car one night, I'm unloading it, getting ready to walk in. I think it's one of my cats that done got out, right? So I'm like, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I can start walking up on him, and he turns around. I thought, man, he's fat. He turns around, and he's got little bandit eyeballs. Yep. Striped tail, too. It was a coon, a big, fat one, too. He just chattered at me. I said, well, if you don't mind, I'd like to go in my door now. And he took a few steps over, turned around, looked at me. I said, thank you very much. Smart little fella he was. And so went on in the house, and I watched him. He got some water out of the water trough over there that I keep out for the birds and squirrels. And then he went about his way. I used to feed him. First moved in, we had a mama coon and 3 babies. Now, I'm sorry about that. I got off the track of that light over there so y'all could see it. I'm just going to keep watching it. It'll start flickering here shortly. But in the meantime, I'm going to just talk to y'all and keep y'all company. Y'all can keep me company, pretty please. Anyway, this mama coon, she's really smart. She's sweet. And I always put food out for my cats that I had in my yard. I kept cats in my yard because I have a huge yard. And a little over acre. And or a little under acre. I can't remember which it is. It's pretty big. It's huge. Anyway, so I kept cats out all the time, so I wouldn't have rodents or snakes I didn't have to worry about. And that little old mama coon, she'd come up, and if the cats hadn't left her nothing to eat, she would literally raise up and look in the back door. And if she seen me back there, she'd start, oh, look at there goes a possum. Did you see him? Y'all, did you see him? I know I got him on film. I know I did. See? Proof in the pudding right there. He is a little feller too. Y'all seen him if y'all seen him, he ran right across in front of the little cooker there, the barrel cooker. That's funny because I was talking about the coons and the possum comes up. That looked like a little possum. So it's probably a what I call a puppy possum. I don't know what you call baby possums. But a little bigger than a tiny one, but not quite a grown one yet. So I think he comes around looking up under the house. See if there's any little critters running around under there he could get. If there's any mice or rats, he's welcome to them. Of course, got enough cats, that's usually not a problem anymore. Let's see. So, first off, this is my very first YouTube official video. I put out a whole bunch of mini videos, but this is my first full-fledged video, and it's going to be a little series because, well, y'all, tonight I'm introducing y'all to my crazy neighbor's pets. I call them vampire Sasquatches. They're from the puka family. Oh, look, there's some light in my yard. Looks like a flashlight. Is he at it again? Never fails. It's like a flashlight goes through my yard a little bit and then goes back up into the woods, and you can see him moving around back there. Back that way. Y'all can't see it right now. The other night would have been a better night to video. I ought to turn the porch light off. I hadn't thought of that. Anyway, I'll try that on a future video. But this right here is just remaking the introduction because I made a New Year's resolution not to cuss anymore, and I've had, out of 20 days, I've had 11 failed days. So, sorry y'all. Well, he's just turned the light on so far. I tell you what. Anyway, I was telling you about the vampire Sasquatch. They're unique critters. They are totally different from the Sasquatch you see up in the mountains, known as Bigfoot's Sasquatch. You see them up in the mountains, and they're rarely reclusive, and they're very hard to come across. There's been, in all the centuries they've been around, there's very few, even with video cameras on your phones and everything, people are starting to get a little bit of footage of them here and there, or pictures of them that they never were able to get before. So, today's modern age, it's not as easy to hide out as it once was. But we had down here, though, from the puka family, is what they call potential vampire werewolf. Vampire Sasquatch. The vampire Sasquatch, they're different from the ones up in the mountains now. Totally different breed. They got a little bit of they call them vampire Sasquatches because the ones up in the country, up in the mountains, in other parts of the country, well, they eat mainly vegetation, tree, plants, herbs, wild berries, things that grow in the forest. They even eat the leaves off pecan trees, pine nuts from pine trees, all kinds of things, and maybe occasionally some grub worms or something like that, but they're pretty much vegetarian, believe it or not. But vampire Sasquatches, now that's a different story. You see, the vampire Sasquatches, they got a taste for meat. They like wild meat, though. They ain't got a hankering for people. They kind of like people. They think people are smart. They're smart, so They like to watch us. They think we're interesting. Just like we like to watch them, they like to watch us. But one thing about vampire Sasquatches is they always take a liking to certain humans and become kind of like pets. They do little things to protect your property and protect you, and they leave signs that they did it, and in return you just leave them some food out occasionally, you know. And they like all kinds of food. Just about anything we eat, they'll eat. This fella over here, this new neighbor of mine, like I said, we've had all kinds of things start happening since he moved in. Wild animals coming up out of the woods. I think it's because his pets are back there, and you know, them critters, they're not afraid of the trains and big noises and everything. They're accustomed to it. Because as you can see, there's a railroad track between my house and that house across the tracks where that light's shining at. Ooh, boy, is that out of focus. Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what happened. There we go, that's better. Anyway, them old vampire Sasquatches, they're pretty intelligent critters. They pretty much stay out of sight, but one of the things they're real clever about is they like to take your stuff, to borrow stuff from around your yard or in your garage even. And usually they don't keep it very long. They'll put it right back where they found it, exactly as they found it. And usually, if you look around every now and then, something they borrowed, when they return it, they leave a little gift, usually some sort of fancy rock or something pretty they found in the woods. Sometimes a giant pine cone that's bigger than all the rest of them. If they think it's pretty, they think it's a treasure, so they share. Matter of fact, you know, a friend of mine lives up in the mountains where they got the real Sasquatch Bigfoots, and he's actually got footage of some of them, and they call him Crazy Lake. Y'all might know him, but if you don't, he's got a YouTube channel called Homestead Off the Grid, and old Crazy Lake, he's got some really interesting videos, but you really watch and pay attention, and every now and then, I'll be doggone if you don't see one of them critters right there behind him up in the woods. And he's got a couple of videos that have excellent high quality footage. One of them is amazing. So now I don't have any footage as of yet of these critters back here, but pretty sure they're there. And I'm pretty sure that neighbor yonder is taking care of them. I see right now, he's just put the porch light on, and that lets him know that he's getting ready. Bring him out some food. And here in a little bit, the way it happens is, and you'll see this on video number 2 and video number 3, you'll see him, and what happens is here in a while he'll go out with a flashlight. Oh, let's see, is he fixing to go out? He done turn the light out now. Anyway, he'll go out there with a flashlight and move about out along the railroad track at the edge of the woods there. And excuse me. And then what happened is he'll come back in. He'll wait about 5 minutes. He gets up to his back door. You can see the back door open up. He goes in, comes back to the door edge, and he stands there and he flips the light on. And then he'll wait. He'll count to 3 and he'll flip it off. You'll count to 3, and you'll flip it on, and it goes on and off like that for like 10 or 15 minutes sometimes, y'all. And it's like, I say on the videos that sometimes I think he's signaling the vampire Sasquatch that she's home. Y'all better stay out of sight. I think they ramble around my yard at night. Sometimes I can hear them mumbling, talking to each other. And that's another difference in the vampire Sasquatch that lives down here in the Texas area. See, these Sasquatch are real prone to is that a flashlight in the trees there? Anyway, these vampire Sasquatches are real prone to liking to live down along the coastline. They like Florida and North South Carolina, Mississippi, Louisiana, but mainly right down here along the Gulf Coast, and I just happen to live right here along the Gulf Coast near Galveston, and I'm not going to give away my exact location yet, but I live pretty close to I am on the coast of Texas. So these here vampire Sasquatches are pretty smart critters, I'm here to tell you. And they're real sociable. See, they like people. They think we're smart. They like to watch us. They like to learn from us. Oh, I think he's out there with his flashlight, y'all. Anyway, he can't hear me way over there. I'm talking soft. But, oh, listen. What is that? I think I heard one of them, y'all. It almost sounds like an alligator when it's, when they coo. Yep, here we go. Chickens are getting wound up. Now the dog will start barking here shortly if he's outside. The neighbor's dog. Yep. That means he's getting them stirred up over there. Yeah, I see a little light over there, a little red light. So let me turn back on the house over there so y'all can see what's going on. Anyway, what I was telling y'all is that these vampire Sasquatches are very sociable. They like to watch people. They like to spy on people. And what they do is, like, you know, here in a while he's going to take them some food and leave it out in the woods, and then he'll signal them by flipping that porch light on and off that food's out there. Yeah, that's how it works. And he keeps, I think he takes some water too. I'm not real sure. He's moving about out there. Got a flashlight, I see him. Anyway, now see the Sasquatch, Bigfoot Sasquatch up in the mountains where my friend Crazy Lake lives. He's got potential Bigfoot in his backyard too, and lots of them. And but his Bigfoot, they like to knock on trees to signal each other. They don't talk to each other. You might hear like a kind of a loud growl type noise every now and then where they'll be signaling each other, but most of the time they're quiet and very reclusive, and they'll take wood and they'll pop a tree, hit it 2 or 3 times, and then old Crazy Lake, that's how he lets them know he's gonna go hiking through the woods, is he'll pop a tree. And when he cuts the wood out in his backyard, he's got one of them wood splitters and everything, and he uses a sledgehammer and a wedge and an axe, and when he's out there cutting, you can hear them. They'll gather around his yard and they'll knock on the trees because he's making noise, and they're knocking back. It's like a game that's developed between them. And but that's how they communicate. They growl and they grunt and they make kind of weird noises at each other, sometimes even little whistles, and that's how they communicate. Well, these critters out here on the Gulf Coast, well, they literally, they mumble to each other. They like have their own little language, and they talk to each other. And I tell you what, I kid you not, and I'm not the only one that's heard it. And another couple of neighbors have told me the same thing. Ever since this fellow moved in over here, it started a couple weeks after he moved in, we had some gunshots going off, people shooting at something along railroad tracks. Finally, the police put a stop to it. They caught whoever was walking up and down there. And I don't know what the story is with that, but apparently them critters was getting into their critters, and they weren't going to have no part of that, so they went hunting for it. But police put a stop to it, and I hadn't heard any gunshots in a little while, but there for a while they was pretty steady. Then we started hearing, I'd be laying in bed at night and working on starting to learn stuff about editing for my YouTube page and getting everything prepared to get it going. And so I'd be up studying and watching videos and things like that. I have fibromyalgia, pretty chronic case from what my doctor says, and sometimes I just don't get sleepy. So it's nothing new for me to be laying there wide awake at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I've tried laying down and going to sleep, and it just doesn't work. So usually I'll get on my phone and do some stuff. Boy, them chickens is getting wound up. They're out there somewhere. It's that time of the evening. They know they're out there. They're coming in for their food. Anyway, I guarantee y'all, here's me flashlights moving around here shortly, and then that back porch light's gonna start flipping on and off. See, I come home early tonight. I'm usually about maybe another 30 minutes or more out from right now when I usually come in. So, but he did come in and turn his light on, and he turned it back off. But anyway, getting back on the subject, I hear, and it was always around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. You could hear chattering, sound like a man and a woman in my yard having a conversation, but it was just mumbling. You couldn't make out actual words. And then every now and then it sounded like a man singing. And I do know for a fact that these vampire Sasquatches love music. And notice we have a neighbor over here is a big family, and they live a couple houses down, and it's a Mexican family, and they have what I call yard parties. I guess the family gets together for birthdays or whatever, and they all bring food, and they have a live band of family members, and just a bunch of people get together in their yard, and they have a nice little gathering, and they don't play too loud, but it's loud enough that I can enjoy it over here. And they play their music, and every now and then, here lately, I noticed the last party they had that I could hear what sounded like somebody trying to sing to the music, but it was more like a mumbling singing. And the neighbor and I were talking, and he said when he plays music out there in the back sometimes, out behind his place, he likes to sit out in the back and play music on the radio. Yep, y'all, some of us still listen to the radio. We're old school. But he plays music on the radio, and he says every now and then he can sound like somebody at the edge of the woods trying to, it sounds like they're singing along, but when you stop to listen, it's more like a mumbling. Kind of like, I guess it would be like if someone from a different breed was trying to describe us humming. When when you hum, you're actually singing a song. You're just not using the words, but you're using the melody, without the lyrics, with your voice. You're playing the instrument. So I think that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to mock the music with their voice. Uh, I don't know if they can actually learn to speak English, or if they can. I don't know. But they do attempt to sing or hum in their whatever sounds they make. And that's pretty interesting. Now y'all watch. I'm going to have to sit here. I don't want to sit here another 20 minutes waiting on him to start doing his thing, because I got home early tonight. I'm making this introduction video for y'all, so y'all can now let me tell you a little bit about my station here, my little channel. This is my first official big video. I've got like probably close to 75 mini videos out already, and I'll be adding to those shortly. The little TikTok type videos that YouTube is putting out now, which I really enjoy. But went ahead and put those out to just kind of build my channel. I'm disabled, and I'm just trying to get this channel going so it'll help me pay my bills. It's getting pretty hard these days, really, really hard. And do the best you can, but sometimes you got to do more, and that's the way it is. And since I'm limited physically as to what I can do, I'm very good at photo editing, and a friend of mine said, you really need a YouTube channel. You really, really, really do. You do great at it. And he seems to think that that I have the skills to make this thing work. So here we go. Actually, I've had a lot of fun with it so far. I'm learning a lot about film editing and things like that. But I really need you guys to join my little lovey family, and be one of my loves, and subscribe. And that helps me more than you could possibly know. Even if you don't come back to the channel very often, just hit that subscribe button and join my little family here on YouTube, because I would love to have you, and it would mean the world to me. And if you like the videos, make sure and hit the like buttons, and if you really like them, or you really think that there's something that someone else might enjoy, please share it, and encourage them to subscribe, and y'all can keep up with old Frida Lynn over here, because I really need to get this thing off the ground, y'all. And I don't know if y'all know how it works, but before you can even have the chance to make money with YouTube, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and up to 4,000 watch hours. So getting this thing off the ground with just the minis, and getting them on there has been something. But I'm also going to be adding a lot more to the station here in the future. We're going to have our vampire Sasquatch series, because I think that's pretty interesting, and when it's really active back here, y'all, it's like having a thriller show right in my own backyard. Any other night when I pull up, usually he's already into blinking them lights and everything, but tonight he seems pretty quiet. Maybe it's because I'm not as late as I usually am getting home. Usually it's a little bit darker outside when I'm home. It's kind of still, I don't know if y'all can see, but we still got some light up in the sky. I think that maybe he's just waiting for it to get a little darker. Anyhow, like I said, it looks like a flashlight on my trees there. They're out rambling around the yards. So we're going to have the Vampire Sasquatch series, and we already have 3 out. This is the introduction, which I'm having to redo because I promised to quit cussing on my New Year's resolution, and because I was raised up, I never said a cuss word till I was a grown woman and married and out on my own. And I think I might have slipped up a couple times before that, and I always had to apologize to my family. But through the years, you know, children and grandchildren, children and grandchildren, and nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews, my heart's out there. But them and between youngins and critters, as they say up in the mountains, between the youngins and the critters, they can make you a little crazy. And I'm a strong Christian, but I still cuss when I stump my toe. I'm trying real hard not to do that no more, because I believe the good Lord's watching over us and is going to come collect me one of these days soon. And I hope that when he does, I've done trained my mouth not to be saying no cuss words. Definitely not no way to be talking up in heaven, you know what I mean? So, out of 20 days, here it is, January 20th. Out of 20 days, I think I have 11 failed days, y'all. Not anything massive, but just like, you know, like when you stub your toe and you say a word or two. But, I had to delete it because I had a little bit of cussing in there, and they don't like cussing on YouTube either. So, trying to clean up my communications. And besides that, I accidentally deleted it when I was trying to merge 2 videos together. So I'm still learning on the editing side of things as far as videos are concerned. I don't think I have any problem where photographs are concerned. If any of y'all are interested in having some custom photography artwork done, just let me know. I'll be putting some samples of my work up on my YouTube page, but I have a whole lot of samples of them on my TikTok, which I'll be adding the those addresses below. Also, I'm going to start designing some custom thumbnails. I think that'll be pretty neat. Right now I'm just going with the basic stuff because we're just getting started out, and there's a whole lot. I've been putting a whole lot into it this week, but when I start going for the longer videos, then I'll have more time to put into just one singular thumbnail rather than having to make 25 or so in a 2-day period. So they're being awful quiet over there tonight. Anyhow, we're also going to have some cooking videos. I'm going to be doing just some cook-offs when they lift this COVID thing. Hopefully, which will be hopefully this year they'll lift it and we can get back to a semi-normal life. I don't think things will ever be the same. Not here in the USA. We got a new president today, and don't get me wrong, I'm very proud to be an American because I was born in a land that was free. And we're supposed to have certain rights, like to bear arms and religion and go to churches of our choice and that kind of thing, but they're slowly just smothering it out. They're smothering our rights out, and America's not what it used to be. I love it. I love my life. And up till the last couple years, it's been wonderful. But 2020 was hell for a lot of people. Excuse me. Day 20, fail. But yeah, everybody knows that 2020 was really, and it wasn't just the COVID. There's a whole lot of things happening in our country that it's just going to hell in a handbasket. It's all there is to it. It's as if the country's lost its morals and its scruples, and some of its old-fashioned values they need to return to. Just slowly, a little tiny bit at a time, so people don't even realize it's happening. At least some people don't. That they're slowly smothering out our rights, and um, uh, things that used to be considered immoral and are now totally acceptable, like it's no big thing. I mean, I'm so glad that my daughter is grown and married and has her children, because I would hate to have a teenager that was in the day of dating right now, because let me tell y'all something, unless you come from a real good God-fearing family that teaches you strong morals and scruples, you don't have to worry about getting kissed on your first date, whether you're going to have a kiss on your first date or not. These days, these kids are going all the way on their first dates. I don't know how we got off into all this, but I'm just telling you, y'all, it's crazy in this world right now, and I'm hoping that I can give y'all some fun escapes here on my channel. And we're going to be doing some cooking. We're going to some cook-offs and do some videos there. And if y'all have never been to a Texas cook-off, y'all are just going to absolutely love it. Might even go to a rodeo or two and they lift all this, and do some videoing of that. And I've got some friends who have country western bands. I've got some friends who are Elvis tribute artists, and got a friend that's a Stevie Nicks tribute artist. And that in itself is going to be a whole line of category all on its own. Then I have friends who are ghost hunters, and they like for me to go along with them because I have gifts, and I'm pretty well known for the spiritual gifts that I have. And I can sense things and stuff way before anything appears. And so I've got some other friends that are YouTubers, and they're going to be coming down. We're going to be all getting together, and we're going to be doing a huge ghost hunt on the Battleship Texas, which is something I'm really looking forward to. But I'm not going to give you any more details on that until we have everything lined out and paper signed and everything's official. Till then, all you know is that in the future, hopefully in the near future, we're going to be doing a slumber party, sleepover ghost hunt on the Battleship Texas. We're also going to be going over and doing some really interesting things along the battlegrounds where the monument, San Jacinto Monument, is. We're going to be doing some magnet fishing in the bodies of water around there where the battlefield was. We're going to go with metal detectors and see if we can find, who knows, small bullets, maybe cannonball or two, or military buttons, soft uniforms. Who knows, we might even get lucky and find a sword or something, or an old rifle. You never know what you're going to get when you go and you take the time to search. And trust me, I found some pretty interesting things. So, and I'll tell you another thing that's fun to do is to take a big old magnet and drag it through the sand at the beach, and you would be amazed what you could come up with. So we're going to have those type of things. And a really good friend of mine is really big into magnet fishing and scuba diving for treasures. And trust me, he finds a lot of cell phones and expensive sunglasses and wallets. I mean, you would be surprised at the stuff he comes up with in his little treasure bag that he collects in, I really want to take him into Bronzeville's and let him swim down through that water and find there are probably tons and tons of jewelry. He's found lots of wedding rings and things like that. So you just never know. You never know. We're also going to be having some actual cooking lessons. We're going to be having some lessons on how to wrap gemstones and make jewelry. We're going to be teaching things on different gemstones and the qualities they have, and different herbs, and how they can be used for healing, or what wild plants or even yard plants that you can eat, because unfortunately I believe that eventually there's going to be a shortage of food, so people need to go back to the old school way of, you know, take a stroll through the woods and pick you some, you know, if you got backache and or you're in pain and you can't get any medicine, there's an herb you can pick right out of your yard or out in the woods. You can find it usually, and make a little tea out of it, and it'll soothe that pain right on down. But you know, you got to learn how much is too much and how much is enough. There's also flowers. You would be amazed at the flowers that you could throw into a salad, and incredible taste. One of them is roses. I don't know how many of you know that, but you can eat roses. There's several. Dandelions, the leaves off of dandelions are really good for putting in salads. Oh, here we go, y'all. Here we go. See the lights on? There's a flashlight. There it is right there. Y'all thought I was kidding you, huh? I don't know if you could see. Let's zoom out. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, y'all see that light over there? And when he goes out towards the tracks, oh, there he goes. Y'all watch, you'll see that flashlight flashing out there. And then you'll see it shining into the trees along the tracks there. Yep, he's out there. He's putting that food out. I'm telling you. There he goes. See, look there. Look there. You see that flashlight? He walking down the tracks there. Don't be shining that up in my yard. Don't be attracting them up into my yard, buddy. You keep them far back there. He's looking for them vampire Sasquatches. He's letting them know. He's shining that light into the woods so they'll know. Hey, it's supper time. I'm gonna leave y'all supper out here. Now, this is what's gonna happen, y'all. He goes back there and he signals to them vampire Sasquatches that he's bringing them food. He'll ease up into different parts of he eases up real slow into the woods. They see that light. They see that light shining up in there. And then he leaves them food. He'll turn, see, he done turned that light off. And he turned it back on. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see the flashlight. Okay, it's off right now. He'll turn it back on here in a minute. Anyway, so what he does, I think he takes that food out there and he leaves it for him. And then when he gets safely back home, you know, he flashes that light around when he's putting that stuff out there. But then here in a few minutes, he'll head back out. He'll turn that flashlight back on. He'll go back out on the railroad tracks, come down the railroad tracks, and then he goes into his back door and he'll start flipping that light every 3 seconds. Y'all, I guarantee it. He flashed that light every 3 seconds, letting those Bigfoot Sasquatch, vampire Sasquatches, he's going to let them vampire Sasquatches know that he done left them dinner out there and that it's time to come eat and it's safe to come eat. And it's awful light out still. Kind of surprised he's out a little early tonight. Or maybe, I don't know what kind of moon we're having tonight. Maybe it's just a full moon tonight. But it still seems a little bit light out to me. Anyway, that's what he does. I still see a light over there in the woods there. Yep, still see a light over there in the woods. Right around my little bush here, I can see. But y'all seen him go in the woods and he flashed the light a little bit and he turned it off. So I don't know what he's doing now, but I guarantee here it won't be too long. He'll be coming right back out in the woods, going right back up to that house and flashing that back porch light. So I'll just keep on talking to y'all. Please hang in there with me because it is well worth it. when you see this stuff, and sometimes every now and then you can hear the noises. Sounds like them vampire Sasquatches grunting around back there. See, another thing I want y'all to listen. You hear that? It's quiet. Them chickens that were all crazy a while ago, they're all quiet now. They get real quiet when them vampire Sasquatches start coming up and around. And usually the neighbor's dog's out and he barked like crazy. But then when he hits that back there with that flashlight, things start moving around. You'd think a dog would go crazy barking, but he gets real quiet, watchful. That's it. Oh, y'all. I just seen a flashlight go across my bush right there. He better not be in my yard. He gonna wish he hadn't come up in here. Oh. I miss my pit bull so bad. Oh, y'all, there he goes, there he goes. Look, he's on there he is with the flashlight. You see it? You see him over there with that flashlight? He puts food on both sides of the track now. He don't go too far away from the house. Just there's woods at the back of my yard and lots of pecan trees back there, and then it's mostly pine and foresty area from here to the next crossroad. Look, y'all. He looks like he's headed in the back door. I'm so excited, y'all. I finally get to tell the story of these guys. Now you watch, you got to start flipping that light. Go on and on. If you don't, it's going to surprise me because this is like a routine every afternoon. Y'all wait, when you see part 2 and part 3, you'll see exactly what I mean. I can't believe, though, I was talking about them raccoons and possums, and there come possum right across the walkway right there. We got it on tape. That's pretty cool. Excuse me. I thought I seen him go back in the house. Ooh. One of the neighbor's chickens done got out of the yard. It's out rambling back there in the woods back there. He'll get quiet. He won't last long back there. You better come back home. I noticed, though, that chickens next door usually get all crazy when they hear me talking. They just start squawking, and they've been real quiet. Real quiet today. I heard the two that got loose out of their cages, their back yonder somewhere, making lots of racket earlier. Well, I know he might have went in to fix something to take out there. He might just been signaling them that it's about that time. And once he puts it out, he flips that light on and off and on and off. Anyway, if we don't catch it tonight, part 2 starts out with it, and part 3 also has the routine I was telling y'all about. So but y'all stay tuned here with me. Please hit that subscribe button and help me build my channel up so that I can start supplementing my income a little bit and make things a little easier for me. It's just real hard, so this is something that I'm really enjoying doing. And like I said, we're going to have a variety of wonderful things. We're going to have some crafts on here. We're going to have some DIYs on here, especially for people like me when come in and have to repair something myself, or have someone come help me repair something rather than hire somebody to do it. Sometimes you just can't afford what you need to do the job and to pay somebody to do it. So you got to learn to do things yourself. We're going to have some DIYs on here, and like just literally just set up a camera and let y'all watch me learn as I go. Or there's going to be a whole lot of little tricks of like cleaning tricks and you know, just little fun facts like things you can do with rubber bands and things you can do with bread ties, or paper clips, how to get a very quick sharpening on a knife is going to be one of my favorite ones, and y'all are going to be amazed how simple it is to sharpen a knife, or especially a pair of scissors. Super easy. So y'all are going to love that little segment of when I teach helpful hints around the house or the garage or the yard. Helpful hints in the kitchen. Some of them are cleaning hints, some of them are cooking hints. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also going to do some educational videos. I am a certified hypnotherapist and an advanced clinical hypnotherapy for cell command. We can basically hypnotize for everything from basic stress relief to anesthesia for surgery. So there's going to be a lot of, later I'll be putting some hypnosis on my channel, and maybe some guided meditations, things like that. We're going to go on some ghost hunts in the woods, maybe even when my friends get out here, because I don't do the woods by myself. But when my boys get out here, they're well known for romping through the woods, and what we'll probably do is set us up with some camera with like me sitting in the car doing research on our next place or something, and just kind of staying along the edges of the woods. And or I may be having a really good day where I'm walking real good, and as long as one of them stays close by, there won't be any reason I couldn't walk. We just have to go slow about it. So I done told them, when it comes, I don't run. I ain't scared of no ghost. I ain't scared of no demons. I ain't scared of nothing like that. What scares me is the critters on 2 feet that are human, because they are the most dangerous out of all of them critters. Even the wild animals are not as dangerous as them human beings can do serious harm. Trust me, I've worked with the police on murder cases, and I've seen for myself what some humans are capable of, and it's sad thing. But like I said, we'll be going on some ghost hunts. We might be doing some Randonautica hunts, or geo hunts, or not. I used to have fun with that with my nephew a couple friends a couple times, but that's just plumb boring when you compare that to Randonautica. Of course, it's also very dangerous if you don't abide by the rules and make sure and never, ever go doing any of these little adventures on your own. Make sure you always have someone with you, unless you're going into a place that you're familiar with and there's someone very close by that could give you help if you needed it. Oh, I'm also going to be teaching y'all, I've got a complete ghost hunting kit. I'll be teaching you some basic things that you could get that are inexpensive to take the place of the more expensive items. That's going to be a really interesting video. I will also, with each piece of equipment, I will teach you how it works and what it does. I've actually even been able to use some of this equipment on investigations as a at the time, most people prefer it. I say spiritually gifted, but most people prefer the term psychic. But I was helping the police out on some stuff, and some of this equipment really came in handy on getting some things fall into place. So I'll be teaching on that. I'll also be teaching, like I said, on herbs and gemstones and some jewelry making. We're gonna be teaching cooking, DIYs, all kinds of crafts. Oh goodness, crafts like crazy, especially around Christmas, Easter, and Halloween. We have a lot of fun with crafts on Halloween as well. I don't decorate for Halloween anymore, but I can make some pretty cool stuff. I like Gothic, old medieval castle type decor, so that's it's a little unusual for some people, but I think there's a certain essence of romance and simplicity to it. Like putting drapes around a 4-poster bed, it keeps the body heat in. And back in those days, they didn't have central air and heat, so they had to do what they had to do. Here we go, people. The light just went out. All right, let's see. Is he going to go back out with the flashlight now? I'm about to end this video and finish my dinner because I have a online meeting at 7:45 my time. So yeah, taking care of that here shortly. Okay, well, I didn't see him go back in the house. Maybe y'all did. If you did, then definitely comment below and let me know. And if y'all see something that I missed because I'm talking to y'all about other stuff, then definitely write it down, like, saw flashlight at a certain time. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. My channel is Frida Lynn Rather, and I also have a vlog channel that's just Frida Lynn. I will be putting those links below, but y'all are on the Frida Lynn Rather channel right now, and please subscribe and check my other channels out and subscribe and join those, please, and become a member of my lovely family. I'm very thankful for everybody that God brings into my path and that I get to communicate with and make new friends all over the world. I know just with my Elvis tribute artist friends I have friends all around the globe, and it's really amazing that Facebook keeps us all connected and YouTube keeps us connected, and modern day technology, y'all. But what if one day it was all gone? We need to learn how to survive. So that's one of the things we're going to be teaching on this channel for sure, is survival techniques that are fun. I'll teach y'all how to make a 3-day lantern from a roll of toilet paper and some alcohol and a few other little things to make it last longer, and y'all will be amazed. Totally amazed. Anyway, we're going to be teaching lots of really cool things. We're going to be having a lot of cool storylines. One of them is, and I promise y'all this gets a whole lot more interesting. So go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button, the videos, and share them. But go ahead, y'all. Go to Vampire Sasquatch Part 2, and y'all will see the signaling of the lights and the lights through the woods and all kinds of other interesting things. You will be totally amazed. By the time you finish that Part 3, you're going to go, wow, there's something going on here. This girl's got a little story. So we're going to have probably several more short clips, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, in the future of the vampire Sasquatch as more things begin to progress and I can learn more about what's going on and where. So, love y'all. God bless you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Help me out. I really would appreciate it. And watch all the mini videos on Frida Lynn Rather channel and give those a like and share them. And hopefully I'll see y'all later on here. So take care of yourselves, all my little lovies. Bye.